When Donald Trump announced U.S. military strikes in northwest Nigeria on Christmas Day, he framed the action as a response to violence against Christians.
Are you prepared, sir, to allow U.S. troops on the ground, to use President Trump's words, guns a-blazing, when you say that you're prepared to accept help? Are you prepared for U.S. troops on the ground if that is, in fact, what the commander-in-chief supposes?
These are operational issues that would have to be considered by our military. I am heading foreign policy. I'm heading the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Diplomacy, and it's something that the Minister of Defense and some of our security agencies would be in a better position to respond to. But for now, we have collaborated on this attack. It was a collaborative effort between Nigeria and the U.S., and President Tinubu gave the go-ahead before it took place, and we don't see it violating our sovereignty or territorial integrity, which is very important. And it is not about religion, it's about the protection of lives and property of Nigerians and our neighbors as well.
Primed to see global conflicts through the lens of religious persecution. But Nigeria's crisis does not fit neatly into that frame, and that's precisely why this moment matters. Nigeria is not facing a single war nor a single enemy. It is confronting a layered security collapse shaped by jihadist insurgencies, criminal banditry, ethnic tensions, climate pressure, and economic desperation. Religion is part of the story, but not the whole plot. Yes, Christians have been targeted, particularly in parts of the north where extremist groups have attacked villages identified as Christian majority. These killings are real, traumatic, and deserve international attention. But so too are the massacres of Muslims in mosques, markets, and schools carried out by the same extremist factions, claiming to defend Islam by killing fellow Muslims who don't conform. What often gets lost is that many of Nigeria's armed groups are less driven by theology than by control of land, smuggling routes, communities, and fear. Groups affiliated with Islamic State operate alongside bandits whose primary motive is profit, not piety. In many cases, civilians are targeted not because of faith, but because they are vulnerable, isolated, and unprotected. This is where Trump's framing becomes consequential. By casting Nigeria's violence as primarily anti-Christian, Washington risks hardening religious fault lines inside a country already delicately balanced between its Muslim-majority North and Christian-majority South. In a nation of more than 230 million people, rhetoric matters. Simplistic narratives can inflame grievances, embolden extremists, and undermine local efforts to build trust across communities. The U.S. strike itself may disrupt militant operations in the short term, but airstrikes alone cannot fix Nigeria's deeper problem: weak state presence in rural areas, overstretched security forces, youth unemployment, and competition over land intensified by climate change. Without sustained investment in governance and local security, militants and bandits simply reappear elsewhere. There is also a diplomatic signal embedded in this moment. By acting militarily while threatening aid cuts, the U.S. is asserting leverage, but it risks appearing as though it understands Nigeria's crisis better than Nigerians themselves. Many Nigerian leaders across political and religious lines have pushed back, insisting that lasting security cannot be imposed from abroad. Looking ahead, the danger is twofold. First, Nigeria's violence could be internationalized in ways that distort local realities. Second, religious polarization, fueled by external rhetoric, could deepen, making reconciliation harder and recruitment easier for extremists. Nigeria's tragedy is not a clash of faiths. It is a test of state resilience in one of Africa's most important countries. Any solution that ignores that complexity may score political points, but it won't bring peace. If you want news with context, not slogans, subscribe now.